It is always great to be in San Diego. We've had lovely weather, as you'd expect, and we are adjacent to the Gaslamp District. Petco Park, the place. The Rockies' first visit to Petco in 2017, and naturally, as Jenny was telling you, the return of Buddy Black. Amazingly, he had never, ever at any point wandered over to the visitors clubhouse. I wouldn't have expected him to do that when there was a team residing. Everybody figured at some point in time that he had gone over there, but no, today was the first time he was in the visitors clubhouse. In typical Buddy Black way, he said, nice, very nice, comfortable.
The architects did a nice job, I think, is what he said.
Was that the exact quote? Yeah. Charlie Blackmon had his 14-game hitting streak terminated on Sunday in that 2-0 shutout, 13 innings against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Here's Buddy's Southwest batting order. DJ LeMahieu will bat second, and hardcore Rockies fans were wondering, okay, they're facing a righty today. How will it work? Ian Desmond is in the lineup after Nolan and Cargo. He'll bat fifth, play first base this evening. Gerardo Parra next, and Trevor Story, Tony Walters in his hometown, and Tyler Chatwood. And on the hill, speaking of hometown, Trevor Cahill grew up in Oceanside, and he never missed a Padres game when he was a kid.
Yeah, he said he was doing his homework in high school, watching the San Diego Padres. So when he took the hill, it was quite special for him. First time that the Rockies are going to see him this year. Fastball, curveball, changeup, slider. It's going to be interesting to see how many times he throws a curveball tonight, because that's not really been his MO in previous years. It's been a fastball, slider to the righties, fastball, changeup to the lefties, but his curveball has been such an important weapon this year for him. He's throwing it a lot more.
Yeah, his curveball's been outstanding. He's got a really high swing and miss rate on his breaking ball this year. 2-0. So Charlie's in a good position to hit. Fouled off. You know what? Andy Green is the master of alignments. He's a big shift guy, and I'm looking out there at Hunter Renfroe and right. He can almost shake hands with Manuel Margot. Have you ever seen this kind of?
Not where those guys are so close together like that.
It doesn't make sense to me. This ball is well hit to center field. Margot on the run, and he's going to have to field it off the hop of the wall, and it's a stand-up double. Good start for Blackmon. And the Rockies in business right away.
Today during batting practice, I thought Charlie tried to go the opposite way more than I've seen him in the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season right now.
It's funny you remarked that, because we were standing together and didn't converse about it till right now, and I felt the same thing.
Yeah, and even with the pitch on the Subaru Supermo, that thing was inside. He was trying to go that way the whole time. I think it's a byproduct of Trevor Cahill and the sinker, that he was thinking, well, if he's going to throw me a sinker, then I'll just go that way with it.
So here's LeMahieu, and he pulls the bunt back.
Like it.
Yeah, the philosophy has always been different at Petco, because typically you're not going to go and throw up an 8 spot here. So every run is precious, and maybe even more so because the Rockies are coming off a ball game where they couldn't score in 13 innings at an offensive park.
And you have Tyler on the hill, who's pitched well here, where 1 run might do it for you.
And again, Cahill falls behind 2-0. LeMahieu 3 for 13 lifetime against Trevor Cahill. And this ball is hit well to right, and it is fouled by a few feet. Let's take a look at the Padres defensively. They really like the kid behind the plate, Austin Hedges. He's done a very good job. Here's a good look at Hedges, and here's the rest of the defenders for San Diego. It's an outfielder, Corey Spangenberg, who can really run. Margot's been terrific so far as a rookie. Hunter Renfroe, big arm in right field. Schimpf at third, Eric Ibar, the former Angels, at shortstop. Yangervis Solarte's at second, and Will Myers is at first. And this is a ground ball deep in the hole, and Ibar is going to throw him out. Not a productive at bat, which is really surprising for DJ, because we know how well he goes to the opposite field.
That guy has to be, he has to get Charlie over.
Great read by Charlie, because all of his momentum, even though it wasn't hit particularly hard, all Ibar's momentum's going to third. He would have easily thrown him out.
Yeah, and for Charlie too, is there's a fine line of trying to get off there, so after he throws over to first, you can get and make it over to third base, but he just couldn't do it where that ball was hit. If he takes off too soon, Ibar holds on to it, and it's an easy play at third.
So here's Nolan, 2 for 9 lifetime against Cahill, who gets a lot of ground balls as he just did when he's on with a good sinker.
A couple sinker ball pitchers tonight. Should be a lot of ground balls between the two.
And there's
the first curveball.
Yep, there's the breaking ball. 0-2.
Well, this year, I mean, Nolan didn't swing at that, but this year he's at 53% whip percentage on breaking pitches. Is Trevor Cahill,
which is crazy. 53% of the time he throws it, guys swing and miss. That's off the charts. Rockies had some opportunities on Sunday. Just never came up with a key hit. Still ended up taking 2 or 3 down in Arizona to improve to 9-4 out on the road. Top 5 in the lineup on Sunday, 1 for 26. That won't happen very frequently.
I had to double check that math too.
And a strikeout of Nolan.
Got Nolan to reach for this. Wanted it up, missed location badly. Did Trevor Cahill, but got away with it. That's the 31st strikeout for Cahill in 24 2/3 innings.
Last outing against Arizona, he struck out 9. You don't think of him as a big strikeout guy. His career best is 10. But that's why we mentioned the curveball and how many swings and misses he's getting with it. And lefties, you think, okay, lefties have a better chance. They're hitting just 184 against Cahill.
Yeah, with 0 home runs.
Ball 1 on Cargo.
We talk about all the shifts with San Diego, though. With Cargo up and a sinker ball pitcher, they keep the shortstop on the left side of the diamond. How big is that hole there that
he goes to quite a bit?
Yeah.
2-0. Cargo had one of the 5 Rockies hits on Sunday. Rockies had only 2 hits through the first 9 innings. They ended up with 2 more hits in the 10th and 1 in the 11th. 2-0. Yep, outside. You can hear Fielding. Yep, Fielding cold breath behind home plate, describing it for everybody. Mark Carlson's at first, Clint Fagan at second, Manny Gonzalez at third, Ian Desmond on deck. There's a changeup on 3-0.
If it wasn't, I mean, it is a strike in the Subaru strike zone, but if it wasn't a changeup and a foul, I think Cargo was swinging. It's the way he looked at that one.
3-2. Cahill throws the fastball just 45% of the time. He's throwing the curveball about 26% of the time. Changeup, sliders, a true 4-pitch mix.
Fastball guys are hitting 222, curveball 077.
Cargo stays with that, fouls it off. Talking to Dwayne Espy today before the ball game, and you know, Cargo had a rough month. No other way to describe it. 216 average in April, couple home runs, 6 RBIs. He said it is not for a lack of effort. He is in there grinding every day. Extra tee work, extra video, extra swings inside, outside.
The same can be said for Trevor.
Yeah,
I think they're both doing what they need with all the work. Now it's got to translate.
Well, a tough inning for the Rockies. You get the leadoff double from Blackman and nothing done after that. Tyler Chatwood to the mound at Petco when we come back. go, and then Corey Spangenberg will be the first two to face Tyler Chatwood. And here's the Southwest batting order for Andy Green. Will Myers is the big bat in their lineup, hitting .310. Then it's Solarte. Schimpf, it's kind of all or nothing with Ryan Schimpf. Hunter Renfroe has 6 home runs. Austin Hedges has 6, and Eric Ibar. Actually, Renfroe has 5 home runs, and Hedges has 6. They've hit a bunch of home runs. They've hit 35. The Rockies have hit 36. Padres last year hit 177 home runs, a new club record. So Chatwood ready to go, and his first pitch on the outside corner, strike 1 at 94 miles an hour on Margot.
And we've talked about the home road splits for Tyler. You'll see all 4 pitches tonight. Probably a lot more curveballs, as we just saw to Margot, and the sinking hard fastball. Because he's getting 54, almost 55% of the time he's getting a ground ball.
And that's true to form for Chatwood. He does induce a high level of ground balls. 0-2 goes outside with a fastball, and it's 1-2.
Well, that CG he threw in San Francisco, he had 17 in that game.
And this is his first road start since throwing that gem at AT&T Park. It's a good-looking rookie, Margot.
Just 22 years of age out of the Dominican. He's got some skills.
Got some skills, got a little pop in his bat. He's hitting well over 300 when the Padres were in town. He has struggled the last 3 weeks, 225 since, but they like this guy quite a bit. That is a foul ball. Nolan will go ahead and zip it across. He's trying to find a fan to throw it to. He said, all right, I'll throw
just chuck it up here.
Just throw it up in the general direction of people who are watching. 29 hits for Margot, a rookie April record for the Padres. Chatwood has the sign, and he gets a swing and a miss. 1 out. Here the Rockies defensively. Ian Desmond's second game, healthy again. Started in left field, and he's starting at first base tonight. Para, Blackman, and Gonzalez out there. Arenado, Story, LeMahieu. Tony Walters doing the catching. A ton of questions of Buddy Black before the ball game about Ian Desmond, and of course Mark Reynolds off to the fabulous start. You know, how would he apportion time? And he made it very clear. Ian Desmond was signed because he's a tremendous baseball player, and he's going to play. And that's not to say that Mark Reynolds is not going to play, but he basically said, you know, guy needs a day off. That will dictate it. You know, who's pitching for the opposition, that will dictate some.
And he also said it's primarily right now between first and left field.
Yeah. He did not eliminate down the road. You know, could there be a time where he sneaks in somewhere else? Certainly, he has that ability.
But all the reps he took in spring training prior to being injured and during the extended spring when he's down there was either at left field or first base.
1-2 on Spangenberg, and that curveball's hit straight away to Charlie. Barely had to move, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Will Myers. Last time we saw Will Myers, he was hitting for the cycle, and the guy who remembers it better than anybody is Tyler Chatwood, because Chatwood was on the hill for the first 3 at bats.
Yeah, and then he turned it over to Carlos, who gave up the triple. But yeah, Will Myers is one-man wrecking crew in Denver, 7 for 10. He's kind of carried it on, though. It's not just like this was the game. He's hit home runs in the previous 2 games.
He can hit
against San Francisco.
Oh, he's really good.
He is really good. He's an all-star. He does have an interesting line, though, because he only has 2 walks on the season. And that's kind of strange.
Not going to walk here. This is lifted the car going right, and it's a good start for Chatwood. So Tyler Chatwood works a 1-2-3 first. Ian Desmond will get a crack at Trevor Cahill in inning number 2. Desmond, Gerardo Parra, Trevor Story against Trevor Cahill. It's Tuesday night. That means it's Toyota Talk Takeover. And taking over the Root Sports Twitter account tonight is our own Ryan Spilborghs. This is right up his alley. Spilly's going to be doing it tonight. Ask me mostly anything. I'll answer it mostly honestly, which also is true to form with Spilly. You can send your questions to Spilly at rootsports_RM. And I look forward, I think, to most of his responses. So here's Desmond, 1 for 5 in his Rockies debut. And Cahill with that big sinker misses outside. Desmond 2 for 10 lifetime against Cahill.
Cahill, big guy, 6'4", 240 pounds. He was a little bit with his motion, the way he. Brandon Webb.
I agree with you 100%. 100%. It is somewhat similar. 2-1. Desmond yesterday at least spent part of his day off with Dwayne Espy over here at Petco hitting.
He's had some time off, so he didn't want to take that day like everybody else did. So he said, Dwayne, let's go open the cage, you and me, pal.
Three and 1. The Rockies have gotten themselves in hitter counts. First 5 hitters. Blackman was 2-0. LeMahieu 2-0. Cargo is 3-0. And now 3-1 on Desmond. And a called strike. Pitch right on the.
I think it might have been just outside.
Looked like it was just off the corner. Those three conversing. What'd you see? And there's a base hit the other way for Desmond. Well, he let that get deep, didn't he, Hugh?
You have to with the sinker ball pitcher. If you chase it, you try to go after it and rush the pitcher, you're going to roll over all night and you're going to get away with the an offer. You'll take the collar. That pitch was up. He lets it travel. This will get us a great look.
You know,
did you see where he made contact about the center of his body? The ball was up, but he just waited, center of his body, hands inside, took it the other way.
You look breaking down swings. He really has a pretty swing, doesn't he?
He does, because even with the stride, he gets that rubber band, that separation between his hands and his front foot. And so there's so much launch potential there.
And historically, if you look at the spray chart, and not just the base hit spray chart, but the home run spray chart for Ian Desmond, he uses the whole ballpark.
Because of his swing. If he was jumping out to the front side, then he would be a pull guy. But if you let the ball travel like he did, then you'll hit it. Plus, you got to be strong to do it and have some bat speed. He's got all of those things.
Yep, he's got all of the above. 1-0 on Gerardo. And it's 2-0. So an early trend. Cahill trying to nibble against this talented Rockies lineup. And the Rockies got to take advantage in hitter counts. 3 on the right side.
Even though this is a hitter's count for Gerardo, I'd still be looking to drive that ball right where the shortstop would normally be.
That's what he did. This ball's well hit to left field, and it is caught out there by Spangenberg. That's a tremendous play.
Well, it helps to have Corey Spangenberg's speed, because that's the only reason he made that play.
And, you know, I know that Andy Green feels good about this, because if he's not aligned in that direction, he doesn't make this catch.
No, because that ball was well hit.
Look where he started.
I know, and then he goes, you can see him put his right hand out even before he gets there, thinking, I'm getting close to that wall. I've run a long way. And then on the Subaru Supermo, looking it in, and then being able to brace himself for contact with the wall.
So here's Trevor. Story has seen Cahill just one time, 0 for 1. 6 home runs for Story, 13 driven in. Start thinking about Ian Desmond at first base. This is a guy that 4 times in his career has been a 20-20 man. 20+ home runs, 20+ stolen bases. And it's 0-2.
Yeah, and Austin Hedges behind the plate's 4 for 19. It's 21%. Look for a ball down in the dirt if you're Ian. This is where Cahill really likes to overthrow that curveball and bury it. He's not going to hang one. So once that catcher drops down, if he does throw it, then you take off. And that was a show-me fastball.
See what happens on this pitch. 1-2.
I mean, the same principle applies. Take a peek at the sign, see what they go with. Nice throw over.
Cahill at a high school, Vista High School, just north of here, was a 2nd-round pick of the Oakland A's. He had signed a national letter of intent to go to Dartmouth, so he was a smart kid. There goes Desmond, and the throw is not going to get him. He kicks into center field. Beautiful. And Desmond will move up 90 feet, maybe keep going. Here he comes toward the plate, and he will score all the way from first base. That's an element we have not seen this year, the speed element.
That's Ian's 144th career stolen base. And then it'll be an error on Austin Hedges, his 2nd, allowing him to motor all the way around from 2nd. Head down, gets a peek over the shoulder, slide in, immediately pops up, and now he understands, oh, wait, I gotta go. Stu's waving me, I gotta go home. Not even close.
Just an athlete. That's a tremendous play. 1-0 Colorado. You feel like you got that run you felt like maybe you should have had in the first inning?
Yes, you got it back. Takeoff was a curveball, tailing back into the runner because Austin Hedges is trying to speed things up. And it kicks off way into left center field. And remember where Margot was playing. He was playing in right center, so he had to go an extra probably 15, 20 feet. That's why he could score from 2nd.
And that's off the end of the bat line to 3rd. Schimpf makes the catch, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Tony Walters. I don't know the last time I saw, you obviously see quite a bit, where the ball goes into center field on a throw that tails, and a guy gets 90 more feet. I don't know the last time I saw a guy score in that situation.
But I think it had more to do with the overshift of the San Diego defense.
Yeah, kind of paid for it, I guess. And they have the 5th, or excuse me, yeah, the 5th most shifts in baseball. How about the Rockies? Speaking of shifts, and you see it right there for Tony Walters. The Rockies, who used to shift a ton the last couple of years, the 4th fewest shifts this year.
And Tampa Bay leads with 393. And Houston up there, Milwaukee, Miami. You know, last year the Rockies were in the top 5 in shifts.
Now they're in the bottom 5. Tony Walters slowly hit toward first. Myers will take it himself. In the inning, a leadoff single by Ian Desmond. He steals 2nd, and then on a wild throw, he scores. So the Rockies have a 1-0 lead, middle of 2. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the 2017 Toyota Tundra in your hometown Toyota stores. By Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets by visiting wellsfargo.com/Rockies, and by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Gaslamp District is the historic heart of San Diego. It's a great place. It reminds me of Lodo quite a bit if you've never been to San Diego. And right on the edge of the Gaslamp District is Petco Park, which is a beautiful facility. And the Rockies have a 1-0 lead. You know, the Rockies used to play very, very well at Petco. The last few years, it has been a struggle. They have lost 20 of their last 29 at Petco as the first pitch to Solarte is in there for a strike.
Yeah, since the beginning of 2014. Because prior to that, they were world beaters here.
It was kind of, that's fouled off. It's kind of the one park in the NL West where they performed, it seemed like year in and year out, very, very well.
And it didn't matter what kind of team the Padres had or the bullpen. That's always been a strength of the Padres. They'd find ways to scratch out a run here or there and beat them.
0-2's too tall, and it's 1-2. The Rockies do shift with Solarte. That's a little rollover. And Chatty.
Yep.
Such a good
just
athlete.
take it yourself.
Yeah, he could have. He had options. Could have stood in the baseline and tagged him. Chatty gets off the mound quickly. Solarte's retired. That'll bring up Ryan Schimpf. If you want to look up all or nothing for Ryan Schimpf, that's been his MO. 20+ home runs last year, a ton of strikeout, doesn't hit for average. This year, he has 11 hits. Six of them are home runs.
Yeah, and 74 at bats. He has 28 strikeouts.
But make a mistake to him, and he'll hit it a long way, despite the fact he's not the biggest guy on the block. Moving fastball hit his bat at 95. It's 0-1.
He struggles with pitches over about 91, 92 miles an hour. One of the lowest. It's in the top 10 in all of baseball. Is a batting average against on a hard fastball.
That was a slider or a cutter. He throws his slider harder than most fellows in the big leagues. He throws his slider on 89 miles an hour. And the league hasn't done much with it. That was a cutter in, and it was hit the only place you get hit. There's no way you can keep that ball fair.
No.
1-2.
But he hooked that ball so bad.
Went away with a fastball. Or excuse me, that may have been the changeup, actually.
Yeah, he throws his changeup 87-88. I think that was just the way the action on the baseball was.
One out, nobody on. 1-2 the count on Ryan Schimpf. Good pitch. See you later. That was 97 with movement. Are you kidding me?
That was a Maddox fastball, hip side with 8 miles an hour more on the fastball.
I was going to say, Greg in his wildest dreams didn't come close to throwing that hard.
No, but it had the movement. Look at that.
That's dirty. That's, come on, man. 97?
That's where hitters just tip your cap, because he just used you there.
Here's Hunter Renfroe, big, strong right fielder, and he gets a fastball at 97 for a strike. That one felt so good. Tyler said, yeah, give me that one digit again. Tyler's going to get this one, and he makes a great throw. That's a good inning. That is a good inning from Tyler Chatwood. Rockies up 1-0 as we go to top of 3 at Petco.
over the Padres as we head to the top of the third. Time now for our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts, and we're going to dive into the numbers from April that are so impressive for Mark Reynolds and Charlie Blackmon. They combined to have the second most RBIs by a pair of teammates in Major League Baseball in April, only behind Zimmerman and Harper and Murphy, who combined for 55 with Washington. We saw the numbers that team can put up offensively, but for Charlie and his 24 RBI, and Reynolds is his 23 to make up 47, it was pretty impressive what those two were able to do in the lineup. Blackmon, in fact, the 24 RBIs, that was the most by a Rocky in the month of April since Matt Holliday had that in 2006. So we know the 16-10 record was special, but it's the numbers the guys put up behind it that are also special, and they start to reveal a lot about what this team is made up of. And you guys were talking about adding the speed of E and Desmond now with Reynolds not playing today, and what that can do for the rest of this lineup. And again, with Charlie Blackmon at the top of it, pretty impressive with his RBI total, guys.
Yeah, that is amazing to drive in 24 from the top spot in the lineup.
Well, it helps when you're hitting 500 for Charlie with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, and that helps.
That does. Chatwood takes a strike, 2-2. Two Californians going at one another here. Tyler's from the LA area, Redlands, California. And he's gone. In fact, this is a homecoming for a lot of people on the 25-man roster at the coaching staff. Nolan, as you know, is up the road. I think Dad's coming tonight. Chatty, DJ LeMahieu was born in Visalia. Jake McGee from San Jose, though he grew up in Reno. Chad Calls from Harbor City. Dustin Garneau from Orange County. Tony Walters, just north of here, about an hour. Pat Valleca. Buddy Black from San Mateo, and Dwayne Espy, big star at Santa Monica High School. Curveball for a strike. Jenny was talking about Charlie. Charlie's now 7 for 13 against Trevor Cahill after that booming double in the first inning. Unfortunately, the Rockies couldn't take advantage.
Same lineup, or alignment, I should say, for the San Diego Padres defense.
Help me out. You were a tremendous defender. You played a lot of places. I have great respect for Andy Green, so I'm not trying to take a shot here. I just don't get it in that Margot runs well. What's the benefit of having 2 outfielders within 45 feet of one another?
You know, obviously their charts and the way they're going to pitch him tells them this is what they need to do. But if he somehow hooks one down in the corner, he's going to run for days.
This is up the middle, and that's a nice pickup by Solarte, excuse me, by Ibar. Ibar takes a base hit away from Charlie.
Ibar has lost a step in his age, which happens to all of us, but it didn't look like it on this play. And what infielders look for, too, is he might have been leaning that way or anticipating the ball being inside, so I'm going to go ahead and cheat that way, because especially the shortstop and the second baseman, they're looking at signs all the time, telling you what pitch is being thrown and the location it's going to be thrown. And some guys you can say, well, I know he likes the inside out. Paul Molitor is one of the toughest guys to try to defend with a pitch like that, because sometimes he'd take it the other way. He would hook it on you. Tony Gwynn, all the great hitters, they have that innate ability to kind of see where guys are leaning and hit it just the other way.
Yeah, they made the game look a lot easier than it was. That's a more routine play, and it's a 1-2-3 third inning for Trevor Cahill. Rockies have the only run. Back to Petco right after these messages. Ashley, you have your hands full tonight, but you know what was really cool? That play by Desmond at first. Nice to be 6'3" and a real good athlete. Got up here and stole a hit from Austin Hedges.
He waited. I got this. The long mid at first. Catch it right at the apex. 1 out. Simple game.
This will be a simple play.
Simple play.
2 outs. Eric Ibar bounces to DJ, and that'll bring up Trevor Cahill. So here's Cahill. Cahill's been around a while. Remember, he won 18 games real early in his career with Oakland. You'd think he's like 34, 35. He's just 29. And he takes a strike.
From 09 to 2014, he 186 ball games, 170 starts. Last couple years been out of the bullpen, including last year with the Cubs.
I wonder if Tony's going to talk any trash to Cahill. I mean, you generally respect your elders, guys who've been in the game longer, but Tony and Trevor at different times went to rival high schools. Cahill went to Vista High School. He went to Rancho Buena Vista High School, talking about Tony. And they, of course, compete in the Avocado East division of the Avocado Conference. What are you laughing at? Everybody knows that.
I'm not buying the avocado.
That's the name of the league.
No way.
It's the Avocado. They're in the Avocado East.
Dougie's giving me the shaking the head yes, so I got to believe him.
I never lie. Here's the 1-2. Curveball's high. 2-2.
Oh my goodness.
There's another Avocado league up in the Monterey Peninsula area, I believe.
You win the Guacamole Bowl, or what? I mean,
well, they have that, certainly. DJ's going to get another chance here, and another outstanding inning of just 9 pitches for Chatwood. It's like the guy we saw at AT&T a couple weeks ago. 1-0 Rockies. Question, go to @RootSports_RM to cast your vote, and we'll show you the results during our post-game show as always. All right, how do you like your fish tacos? They have some really good fish tacos here in San Diego. Do you like them grilled, or do you like them fried?
Grilled. I mean, that's
what do you think I would say?
You're going to say grilled too.
Grilled, it's a little healthier, but I do like them fried also. Yeah. When you're having a cheat day.
Which you haven't had many of lately, by the way.
No, I got to. No, it's time, isn't it? It is time.
You say
tonight, maybe. Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, I'm going to go grilled for this particular question. I'm going to go grilled.
Can't go wrong with fish tacos either way, though.
Right adjacent to the ballpark, there's a place called the Tin Fish.
Yes.
They have great fish tacos there.
Yeah, so if you're in San Diego, go to the Tin Fish, walk over, catch a ball game.
Nolan fouls this first pitch off. Nolan 5th right now in the National League in slugging at .616. Everybody's trailing Ryan Zimmerman. What kind of April did he have?
He's hit a resurgence.
With the fountain of youth. 0-2. Zimmerman slugged .886 in the month of April. Mark Reynolds on that list also. Will Myers, he's 8th, and Charlie Blackmon at .589, the top 10. And Nolan just fouled down that third base line. This is one of those ballparks, Huey. I'm trying to think, was it Boston? You played Boston a lot. This is one of those ballparks. On a ball like that, the shortstop's got to be ready to go out, right?
Exactly, because it'll kiss off that wall like in billiards and come back towards the shortstop. Fenway Park is the master of that one, though, because it's shorter from third base. This one's a little further out. The wall is where it might come back, but Fenway's probably 20 feet behind third base.
And the 1-2 swung on and missed. Second time he has struck out Arenado. That's 4 strikeouts for Cahill.
Fans, you don't want to miss the action when the defending world champs Chicago Cubs make their only appearance at Coors Field May 8th through the 10th. You can purchase your tickets online at Rockies.com.
Well, speaking of the Cubs, Trevor Cahill, I don't know if he's gotten his ring yet, but he will be getting a ring from the Cubs. He was with the Cubs last year, worked out of the bullpen, and did very well. He never appeared in the postseason, but he had a sub-3 ERA in 50-plus appearances out of the pen last year for Chicago. Now he's back in the rotation.
I got a text from my son Cody telling me that John Lester picked somebody off today.
No way.
Yes.
When was the last time he threw over?
Well, the guy kind of started off, I guess, and he stepped off the mound and kind of ran at him and finally got him out.
It wasn't a true pickoff.
No, but closer than he's had in the last 3 or 4 years.
I don't know if he's thrown over in the last 3 or 4 years.
No, you just take off and go.
1-1 on Cargo. And this is hit to the shortstop on the right side. Solarte, 2 outs.
That'll go down as a 5.
You know, it's 5-3. It wasn't Solarte, it was Schimpf over there. So here's Ian Desmond. He has one of the Rockies' 2 hits, but more importantly than that, he had a stolen base, and on that stolen base in the 2nd inning, the ball was fired into center field by Austin Hedges, and because of the shift, he came all the way around to score. And strike 1.
Got a good jump, a 1-2 count. Hedges, the speed up the throw. It hits Ian in the right arm.
And it wasn't so much really the shift, it's because it did hit Ian and it kicked to left center field. That's probably the better way of describing it.
And then it kind of no man's land. The Bermuda Triangle out there between Spangenberg and Margot.
1-1, and this is bounced just foul. Well, Spilly with his thoughts on Ian Desmond brings an edge and an intensity that adds to an already great clubhouse. We were talking about that throughout spring training, and then of course he got knocked out with that broken hand. That's good play at third by Schimpf. Another 1-2-3 inning. That's 9 in a row, by the way, set down by Trevor Cahill. The Rockies have the only run. Chatwood's been excellent. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. And by the Wyoming Office of Tourism. Wyoming is full of adventure. It's time to find out if you are too. That's why. TravelWyoming.com. Here's Manuel Margot, and he's ahead 2-0.
Margot's been good early in ball games. The first 3 innings, hitting .362. From the 4th inning on, it's a .188 clip.
And Chatwood misses there. It's 3-0. He struck out Margot in the 1st inning. And he loses a first base runner for San Diego, the leadoff man aboard here in the 4th. Let's go to Ashley and Spilly back in Denver, guys. All right, guys, thanks very much. 0-1 on Corey Spangenberg with Margot at first base. Good speed at first. Spangenberg can really run also. On Sunday, the Padres beat the Giants at AT&T in 12 innings, 5-2. Got another 3-run home run from the guy on deck, Will Myers. He had a 3-run home run on Saturday also.
Took 2 out of 3 from San Francisco.
Spangenberg did not start the year in the big leagues. He's hitting .348 for the El Paso Chihuahuas. He strained his quad. Do you remember that late April last year? And he didn't play the rest of the season.
Oh,
it's quite a strain. That was well received by Tony Walters. He may have stolen a strike there. 1-2.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time if he did.
Nope.
Shift to a changeup. Get him to reach.
Runner going, and the Walters throw. Did he get him?
That's
You bet. What a job in transition by Tony Walters. How quick was this?
That's all on Tony. That throw out there of Margot, that's the 4th time he's been caught. But just watch Tony behind the plate, how quick he gets rid of this. And he doesn't get on top of it. He gets it onto the side. Watch the transfer, boom. The mask is going sideways. Oh, yeah, got him. He's 4 of 10 now. Is Tony throwing out base runners.
That pitch misses outside, 3-2. That was unbelievable.
Wow.
How quick he got rid of that baseball.
That was so much fun to watch.
Wasn't a great pitch to throw on.
No, it was a changeup, and you have to wait. Now, how big was that after the back-to-back walks now?
Yeah.
Because catchers want to go get that ball. It's hard to wait for the ball to come to you. But with the changeup, he has to do that. He can't reach too far in case the hitter starts to swing.
Will Myers at the plate. Hit a fly ball to Cargo his first time up. .385 career average with a couple home runs, 4 driven in against Chatwood. And here's double play ball. Well, came up on Stories, and he's still going to get Myers. Wow. I think even Story was shocked by that. Will's a good athlete. I don't know if he spun out leaving the box. Maybe he was assuming it was just going to be a double play.
This might have come up and hit Trevor in the hand, right off the thumb, but didn't give up on it.
Yeah, Myers didn't go hard initially.
No, well, as hard as he hit it, thought it was going to be a double play. And to Trevor's credit, he doesn't give up, say, oh, poor me, I kicked it. He goes and gets the out.
Now the tying run at second base. 2 outs, and here's Solarte. So Chatwood's got to bear down here. Rockies up 1-0. Good pitch. This was inside at 97, 1-0.
Outstanding numbers for runners in scoring position for Solarte. 13 for 27, 6th in the National League.
Starting to spray the fastball a little bit, which he didn't do the first 3 innings. 2 walks in the frame, and now 2-0 count on Solarte.
You have to be careful with Solarte with Ryan on deck.
Change up, fouled off, 2-1. Rockies 12-2 when they score first in a game. Pretty San Diego night, 66 degrees. And he elevated there. It's 2-2. Solarte's a second best hitter in this lineup behind Will Myers.
And that's why he's hitting behind him. He's hitting 4th.
Trying to
Probably
protect
not a
him a little bit.
Yeah, he's not a 4-hole hitter. Good hitter, but not on a 4-hole hitter.
Right. Not your prototypical 4-hole hitter. 2-2. And that is going to drift foul, fortunately.
There's no disrespect to him because he's a switch hitter. Hit 283.
Yeah, I mean,
makes contact.
Yeah, I mean, last year he had 15 home runs, career high, 71 driven in. On a good team, on a deep team, he's hitting 6th or 7th.
Sure,
and you say,
and it's a long lineup.
Yeah, that's a really good guy to have hitting 6th or 7th. Got it. Wow. That was the hip side sinker at 96. And
Field and Colbert called it inside. It wasn't high, but you could hear him call it when it was live inside.
On the ground to DJ, who's on the outfield grass, and well done. So Chatwood walked a couple, but he got help from his catcher and also a play staying with it from his shortstop. Rockies leading 1-0 as we go to the 5th. Inning, Parra, Story, and Walters. Fans, when the Rockies score 7 or more runs, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Do it between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Liv Moss at Taco Bell. So here's Parra. He was robbed of a double his first time up on a running catch and a crash into the wall by Corey Spangenberg. That play by Tony Walters, the pop time on it, on that changeup away, throwing out Margot. 188.
Yeah. No doubt about that. The quickness from the glove to the hand, and then still have enough mustard behind it to get it to second base. Anything under 2 is the major league average. When you're talking 188, that's on the grading scale 20 to 80. I mean, that's a 60 to 65. The 188 would be.
And it's not all about arm strength. It's about quickness and making the transition. I mean, there's some guys who have huge arm strength that, as Parra goes down, don't deliver the baseball quickly. And then there are guys, you know, Tony's got good arm strength, don't get me wrong, but watch how quickly he gets rid of this baseball.
And where his body was going out towards the other batter's box. Because I think of Benito Santiago having the great arm strength, because he would throw from his knees.
Yeah, he'd throw from the squat. Curveball's in there for a strike. Cahill has struck out 5 already, Jeff. In his career, he's averaged 6.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's been a ground ball pitcher. That's not a big number. This year, he's averaging better than 11 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Because it start against the Dodgers, his first start, 7 strikeouts. The next one against Atlanta, 8 strikeouts. Miami dipped to 6 strikeouts. Arizona, as you said earlier, 9 strikeouts in his last start. He is 12 points higher this year in his strikeout percentage than he was at any time in his career.
His overall whiff percentage, we told you the curveball is getting swings and misses, whiffs on 53%. His overall whiff percentage of 34.5% is the 5th highest in baseball. He's on the same list with guys like Chris Sale.
And you wouldn't think of Trevor Cahill as that guy.
No, when you think of Trevor Cahill, you think of a guy, right? A guy who's getting, you know, a high rate of ground balls.
But now it's important. Now the guys have had a couple times going through, so they've already talked in the dugout. You know, you can talk about scouting reports and what you think he's going to do, but what is the ball actually doing up there when you're at the plate?
Gets another swing and a miss on a curveball.
Yeah, you might have to just change your original thinking and think, well, it's going to be a fastball curveball now.
It is time now for the Unlimited Baseball Break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Here's the top averages among Major League catchers with at least 50 at-bats, and Tony Walters is on that list, ahead of a guy named Buster Posey. Talked to Tony in the clubhouse today about his offensive approach, and he just said he is adhering to getting a pitch where he wants it. In other words, when it shows up, he's putting a good swing on it, but he has a real good game plan going in. He knows what part of the zone he wants to attack.
I think his balance is really good this year from a technical standpoint. You'll see him rock back. That'll tell him, make sure I don't get too far out over onto my toes. Make sure I'm staying grounded into the batter's box. You'll see him kind of lean back, and then even when he makes his stride, he's still in a good position to hit. You know, when guys that stay open in their stance, sometimes when you start your stride and you're going towards the plate, you'll get top heavy, and you'll start to lean too much over the plate. Tony doesn't lose that spine angle.
Stayed back on the curveball, 2-2.
Let's take a look at the swing from the side. Okay, for right now, everything looked good. He's on his back heel, and then when he strides, he was out in front on that one, but it's still, the spine's good on the upper half. He's not tilting too much.
3-2.
Emergency.
Got a piece. Rockies will play tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday afternoon. We won't televise Thursday afternoon. It's back home for the Diamondbacks on Friday. This ball's in the air to fairly deep center field, but Margot's got plenty of room. And that is now 12 in a row set down by Trevor Cahill after the Desmond hit, and ultimately the run scored by Ian. Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley.
That's very kind of you. A slight exaggeration to the 48th power.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah, Ryan Schimpf leading things off, got a curveball, strike one, and Chatty sprayed the fastball again there. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Schimpf struck out looking his first time on a 97-mile-an-hour hip side sinking fastball. I don't know how many guys can throw a two-seamer that hard, but Chatwood can. He's averaging 94, just under 94.5 miles an hour with his fastball. That's outside and high. 2 balls and a strike.
And the major league average for a 4-seam fastball this year is 92.82 miles an hour.
It's jumped up with 2 miles an hour just in the last handful of years. 3-1. Schimpf making sure he had the count right. And that's another walk. 3 walks in the last 5 hitters.
Back-to-back innings to start off the leadoff hitter with a walk. It's Margot and now to Schimpf.
That'll bring up Hunter Renfroe. That's bounce foul. All or nothing guys, at least so far in their young careers for the Padres. I mentioned Schimpf has 11 hits, 6 home runs. He's hitting 149 coming in. Renfroe, big prospect, hitting 216. He does have 5 home runs. Hedges has 6 home runs, but he's hitting 203. He's on deck. There's the rookie home run leaders.
Do strike out a lot. 247 as a club coming into tonight.
Walters fires down. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Renfroe.
And again, Ian tossing it up in the stands because they put a new ball in play.
Got him. Good pitch. You know, last night, I'm sure many of you heard many items in the news that miss people these days, especially people who follow sports. Adam Jones, the Baltimore Orioles, big star, part of Team USA. He had a great WBC. He's playing in Boston, and somebody not only threw peanuts out of the a bag of peanuts that almost hit him, but there were racial epithets thrown in his direction from the stands. And he talked about it after the ball game yesterday, which is absolutely just sickening and reprehensible. And if you're in the ballpark, any ballpark, and that happens, everybody has a phone. Pick up the phone, call security, get that person the heck out of there. And I hope they make sure that folks like that can never enter a ballpark again. But totally I thought the fans that appeared tonight at Fenway Park, Adam Jones came up to, I assume, to lead off the ball game. I think he's hitting first still for Baltimore. Gave him a standing ovation. And
well done.
You know, it just, are you kidding me? Just sickening.
It is.
Coming up, listen to the announcement and let's see.
Center fielder, number 10, Adam Jones.
And I say maybe half the fans right now are giving Adam a standing ovation, which is exactly what Mookie Betts had implored.
That works as a swinging bunt for Hedges. So again, a runner to second base with 2 outs. And you have an option here to pass on Eric Ibar, who's hitting 8th. But listen, they did. I don't want to go overboard in applauding what the Boston fans did tonight. It was the right thing to do in the aftermath of 1 or 2 people, we don't know how many, complete ugliness last night.
Yeah, so they were making up for those 1 or 2 people that still don't understand how they could do that. I don't care who, where, what, any of that. No place for it.
No place for it in society, period. Unfortunately, it still exists. 1-0 on Eric Ibar. With Schimpf at second base, the Rockies nursing a 1-0 lead. There have been 2 hits in the ball game. The Rockies have both of those. Flat through that by 1-1. Yeah, sometimes you get to these middle innings in a tight affair like this. Cahill's throwing the heck out of the baseball. You say, we're not going to mess around with a position player. We'll go right to Cahill with 2 outs and first base open.
Yeah, but I think with Tyler and his ability to get some strikeouts and some ground balls, they're going to roll the dice here.
That's a good pitch. And again, well received. I don't know if there's a guy that we watch regularly that receives the low strike and sticks the low strike better than Tony Walters.
I just think of Yadier Molina. We don't watch him all the time, but just the history for him.
Sure.
He's the best going. But Tony, such soft hands. When it's down, it just boom, just subtle movements.
He's got those middle infielder hands,
he
right?
He does, and the other thing too is he sets his target so low. So pitchers naturally have to throw down to that target. When you have to do that, you think about getting out onto your front side, finishing out in front. You can't get it down there any other way.
Mark Strittmatter, who's the outstanding roving catching coordinator for the Rockies, a huge proponent of teaching a low strike zone, and a low target, I should say.
It's like feeling. It's easier to kind of come up on the ball than it is to try to stab it going down.
2-2. Field cold breath, thought about it.
Yeah, he said the ball's inside.
And it was in.
It was in on the Subaru strike zone. Still jackknife. Ibar.
And you don't have to give in here. You can make a pitcher's pitch. You have Cahill on deck. He got a beautiful pitch. He went change up and strikes out Ibar, who looks at Chatwood and says, hey, great pitch, or something along those lines. Rockies lead at 1-0. We're up to the 6th already. That was filthy. Billy, thanks for that app description. Ashley, thank you as well. It's 0-1 on Tyler Chatwood, and I keep watching Cahill, and you're right, partner. You said it earlier. He has a very similar delivery as to a guy we watch with Arizona, who won a Cy Young, Brandon Webb. And Brandon Webb also would get a ton of ground balls, obviously, but he would strike out a high number of guys. This ball's in the air to shallow center. Margot's there, 1 out.
And player-elect is back for 2017. Elect the Rockies player to celebrate during the Thursday, May 11th game. Buy the ticket package and get the exclusive player T-shirt. Yeah, I'll see if the adjustment's been made by the hitters or just the movement from Cahill.
A double and a ground ball up the middle that looked like Charlie was going to get a base hit on, but Eric Ibar made a fine play. 0-1 on Chuck. Charlie's next hit will be his 700th. And we always, or oftentimes, talk about Charlie and DJ as a tandem. Got a little graphic for you in a moment on their 1-2 punch. At the top of the strike zone, 1 and 2. They've played a very similar number of games. DJ has 700 hits. Charlie's got 699. Batting average within 2 points of one another. 50 more RBIs for Charlie Blackmon.
Maybe that's why it seems like they're connected wherever they go.
And they're exceptionally close friends.
It's a powerful 1-2 punch.
It is. Be hard pressed to find better in baseball. 1 and 2. Think about it, that DJ the last couple of years has hit 320. Charlie's become one of the top leadoff hitters in the game. 1 and 2. Well, since the start of 2015, look at the 1-2-3 punch if you include Nolan. Charlie has 653 total bases. That's the most of any leadoff hitter in baseball. DJ's hit 320. That's the best period in the National League. And Nolan's hit 90 home runs and has 279 ribbies. Another strikeout. That is 7 strikeouts. Rockies struck out 17 times, 13 innings on Sunday. That's 14 straight retired by Cahill.
He had 42 strikeouts in Arizona.
LeMahieu twice has hit it on the ground to short. And this curveball's lifted to right field, and Renfroe will make the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Cahill. Rockies up 1-0, middle of 6.
As we head to the bottom of the 6th, you were looking at Bud Black's fan club. His wife Nan, their daughters Jamie and Jesse, and some family friends in attendance. They're all wearing purple for a good reason, with Bud Black being with the Rockies. Now, of course, they spent plenty of time here at Petco Park. Bud has as well, but today was a first for Buddy walking into the visiting clubhouse.
I've never been here. It's all right. It's okay. Dave Bacharach does a nice job. I've seen Dave, you know, in the corridor over the years, but I've never been in his clubhouse. But solid. The builders of Petco did a nice job on the visitor side.
So it was a very different feeling for Buddy. And of course, right now during this game, being in the visitor side, he said once the game time started, he knew everything would settle in. It's a game. He's trying to win for his team. And of course, that's the Colorado Rockies. But you can't ignore the fact, guys, that he spent 9 years in a Padres uniform here as their manager. And it's not just the players on the other side. Those faces have changed. Only a handful of those guys actually played for Bud Black. It's all the people that work here, the people he interacted in the front office with every day, even the ushers. He said he was looking forward to giving out some hugs and smiles and just catching up with people. And we saw that throughout the course of batting practice. He took the time to kind of wave to the crowd and give everyone his time like he always does. So, of course, he meant so much to this city, but he's already starting to make that mark in Colorado as well.
He was beloved here, and Rockies fans are seeing why. Right now, he's worried about winning a baseball game, and Tyler Chatwood, who has yet to give up a knock, just walked his fourth, and that fourth walk happened to be the pitcher.
I was just going to say, I'd go talk to Tyler, slow him down for a minute, but the resume for Bud Black, 2010 National League Manager of the Year. I remember, you know, when he was fired here in San Diego, talking to some of the players afterwards, they were still heartbroken. The Rockies got a good one, though, in Buddy.
The last couple of innings, 2 walks in the fourth, a walk in the fifth, and now Cahill in the sixth.
Yeah, then walking the pitcher to lead off this inning.
Margot, a strikeout and a walk. He's had trouble with fastball command. Now it's 2-0 on Margot. Center field, and that's going to go by Charlie. He tried to lay out. Cahill's going to score. Heck, Margot is right behind him now. Margot is getting a green light. Throw to the plate, and Cahill scores. Margot slammed on the brakes, goes back to third. We're tied at 1. And that walk just absolutely kills the Rockies. You understand why Charlie did what he did with the no-hitter.
He's got to go for it, thinking he could do it. We've seen catches like that. We saw it in Arizona with Gerardo Parra the other day. And now it'll be a triple for Margot. Just skips by, wasn't running hard out of the box, thought it was going to be caught. It turns on the Jets. Second triple of the season for Margot, and he almost ran through the stop sign at third base till he picked it up late from Glenn Hoffman.
Infield comes in halfway. Well, Chatwood's going to have to pitch his tail off to keep the Rockies even. Curveball misses. How often has it happened this year where a walk to a pitcher has burned the Rockies? I mean, you never want to walk the pitcher.
No. No, and Trevor Cahill, 167 average.
I don't care, and you agree with me, I don't care, he's hitting 467.
True. It's a pitcher.
And he's leading off. You just, you got to go at him. Obviously, Tyler's trying to do that. He's not trying to walk him. And it's 2-0 on Spangenberg. It's amazing because the first 3 innings, you could not have been any sharper than Tyler Chatwood. He's ahead of everybody. He just lost fastball command. And this is right at DJ. He'll hold Margot. 1 out. And here comes the real tough one. Will Myers coming up.
Now with 1 out, I think you got to bring the infielders all the way in. Can't play him back. Because with Margot's speed, Will Myers, they'll go on contact.
Here's Story on the pull side. He could probably drop back onto the dirt a step or two because of the strength of his arm, can he?
Maybe. Some guys don't like to do it because of the lip of the grass. You don't want to get if that last hop is right there. I'd rather take it off the grass. I know I might give myself just a half beat longer for range purposes, but 2 steps back is kind of that no man's land. If you're 3 or 4 back, sure.
Now he is right on the edge. To your point, that's a good pickup. So the triple, as it scored, the first hit for San Diego. Remember, he, talking about Chatwood, retired the first 17 in San Francisco in his last road outing. On his way to a 2-hit complete game. Shutout of the Giants. 1-1 on Myers. Myers a fly ball to right and a ground ball to short.
Myers will strike out. 34 strikeouts on the season and 115 at bats. This is where he's dangerous, when he's ahead of the count. It's at 500.
Now they're putting a lot of pressure on Tony Walters because he's almost bounced a couple fastballs, which is you don't expect it as a catcher. Very difficult to block. Margot at third with 1 out. Here's the 2-1, and did he go trying to hold up? Not according to first base umpire Mark Carlson.
Remember when this happened to Cargo at home when he was trying to get out of the way and then end up hitting him, but they called it a strike? I don't think Will swung there, but Cargo had the same sort of pitch up and in.
Yes.
That was called a swinging strike.
Three and 2. Here's the 3-2, and it's hit the center field. It's going to be deep enough. Actually, it's over Blackman's head. He misjudged it. Margot jogs home. It'll be a double for Myers, and it is 2-1 San Diego. And Myers has hurt Chatwood all year.
Able to get on top of the high fastball. That was letter high. He just thought it was going to be a sac fly. Charlie comes in and then tries to retreat. By that time, it's too late. Didn't get a good jump or read on that ball.
I didn't mind that pitch. He did a good job getting on top of that.
He had to go onto his tippy toes to get up there and hit that ball. It all goes back to the leadoff walk to the pitcher. Scott Oberg is joined now by Chris Russin.
I don't know if Cahill's gotten a little fatigued, but Brad Hand is up in the Padres bullpen.
Three left-handers in their bullpen.
And the Padres bullpen has earned several compliments from Buddy Black this year. One time in the series in Denver, and then unsolicited today, he was talking about their bullpen. Said a little unheralded, but pretty talented. He's been impressed by them. Got to put this inning down. 1 out, Myers in scoring position. you got a big problem. 4-1. The home run ball that's plagued Tyler Chatwood at home comes into play here in San Diego. Solarte's third of the year. Boy, is this game changing complexion. Chatwood entered the 6th inning with a no-hitter.
Within a span of about 5 minutes, it's gone to a 4-1 deficit. Tried to go inside. I think Solarte was cheating in on this ball because it was in, but he knew immediately when he hit it that it was gone.
Schimpf fouls it off.
So 3 home runs, 18 RBIs for Solarte.
And that curveball's in there for a strike.
Just 1 hit this year at Petco.
Schimpf hits this one a mile to right center.
Like that too.
5-1 San Diego.
This was just night and day. That tailed back over the plate. Schimpf with the 7th home run.
Five-1 San Diego. It's got to be really frustrating for Tyler Chatwood. He couldn't pitch much better than he did, especially the first 3 innings. He gets through the 4th and 5th. He did start to struggle with commanding his fastball, but we've never seen that before on the road, where he just comes undone where he gives up a couple home runs back to back, and now big hill to climb. Rockies down 5-1. Scott Oberg on to face Hunter Renfroe, and Renfroe pulls this one foul.
That's what you get with a young team. They get a little confidence, a couple swings, the line drive to center to start this off, and then a couple home runs. But it'll be up to Scott to keep it here. Pitched 1 inning in the Arizona series. That was yesterday, or excuse me, Sunday.
This is a different Padre team in that they don't hit for much of an average, but they've hit a bunch of home runs. 55% of their runs produced this year coming in have been via the home run. That's the highest percentage in all of baseball. 1 and 2 on Renfroe.
So coming into the game, they'd scored 102 runs, 56 of them.
Well, the guy who just hit that home run, and that thing was, I don't know what the distance was. It had to be in the neighborhood of 430, 440 feet. That's strike 3. Schimpf has 12 hits this year. 7 are home runs.
It's a little bit like Dave Kingman or Rob Deere.
Yeah,
that's what you get.
Even those guys were throwing a few more singles, right?
Yes.
There's Schimpf.
And being down in the count. It was a 1-2 count that he took that ball out.
Here's Austin Hedges, the catcher. Really unusual for Chatwood, not only on the road, but especially in California.
Well, it's 3 games at Petco. 5 games, excuse me. He had been 3-0 coming in with a 2.32 ERA. One of just 5 active guys that had been 3-0. Talking about King Felix. He's on that list. Homer Bailey was 4-0. Tom Kohler.
Spike the breaking ball. It's 1 and 2. Rockies trying to turn their fortunes around here in San Diego. They've lost 20 of their last 29 at Petco. The Schimpf home run, 431 feet. The Solarte home run, 403. We watched batting practice today. The only guy I saw who hit a ball out was Cargo. He hit a bunch out. The air was pretty heavy. This is on the ground at third. That's a fair ball. Nolan with a perfect throw. 5 runs in the inning on a pair of home runs. Now the Rockies down by 4 going to the 7th. To by Cooney Lexus. The Rockies were up 1-0, and Charlie tried to lay out and catch that baseball. It turned into a triple. That was the first hit for San Diego. And then a bunch of hits. The Solarte home run. And right behind that, Ryan Schimpf hit one 431 feet. So now the Rockies have 9 outs to work with. Nolan will be the first in the 7th inning. The Rockies' last base runner was Ian Desmond, leading off the 2nd. He had a base hit to right, stole second, scored on a errant throw by the catcher Austin Hedges that actually hit Desmond and kicked into left center field. That allowed him to move up not just 1 base but 2.
This might be the only hitter that Trevor throws to in this inning. But Brad Hand, he's still been warming up out in the bullpen. He threw during the whole commercial break. For Cahill, 88 pitches.
He's retired 15 in a row. And that is going to end that stretch. It's a broken bat single for Nolan. So a good start here in the 7th.
Broken bat got in on the label. Fought it off to left field. Subaru Supermo sinker, elevated, pull the hands in, drop the elbow, open the hips, produces a broken bat single. That will be it for Trevor Cahill as they go to the bullpen and bring in Brad Hand.
(5-1) San Diego. Hand coming in. All right, guys, thanks very much. Carlos Gonzalez against Brad Hand.
Brad's been spectacular coming out of the bullpen for San Diego.
Cargo strikeout and a ground ball to the right side. Brad Hand's been outstanding this year.
And a 130 average. Lefties 118, right-handers 138. 0.69 ERA. That's the 5th lowest among National League relievers who have a minimum of 10 innings.
And Cargo trying to take advantage of all that space on the left side. And unfortunately, he bunted a pitch that was a ball.
Yeah, but it never broke. He's expecting it to break more. Just a bad breaking pitch. It was up. Not a bad pitch to try to bunt, but it didn't go where you thought it was going to as a hitter. That's when you just get it over there somewhere in the neighborhood and you got a hit. That's 2 in a row from Hand that have been bad.
Talked about Cargo hitting .270 in his career in the month of April, which is the lowest batting average for him in any month, and he hit .216 this year, .293 career-wise in May.
Those were Brad Hand's curveballs, just velocity-wise.
One out.
MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Visit MLB.TV for more details.
Desmond, a base hit back in the second, also a ground ball to third. Last year, Desmond hit .338 against lefties, which was 4th best in the American League. It was also a career high batting average against southpaws for Desmond. Between 2012 and 2014, Ian won 3 straight Silver Slugger awards as the shortstop for the Washington Nationals. The Silver Slugger, for those that are unaware, goes to the best offensive player at each position. So the pitcher also is eligible, a pitcher to win a Silver Slugger. Not eligible. Some pitcher will win a Silver Slugger each year. There'll be 1 Silver Slugger at third, short, second, first in each league. And
so it's really comparing apples to apples. I mean, because you're going against guys that are playing the same position. It's not like you're trying to stack up this guy against maybe a first baseman or somebody that's just out there to slug.
That's why, you know, Nolan has won one, and it's, you know, he's in competition now with Chris Bryant, it seems like, every year.
And now with the left-hander out there, no right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Mark Reynolds has grabbed a bat and come to the on-deck circle, presumably to hit for Gerardo Parra.
That's where the lineup now is more versatile, with Desmond having the ability to run to the outfield. Rockies have 8 hits in their last 19 1/3 innings of baseball. Count full now on Desmond. Fouled off his foot. called strike 3. 9 strikeouts now between Cahill and Hand.
Just looking at that Subaru strike zone, that pitch was inside. Set up in. Didn't argue much. It did appear to be a ball.
Curveball's high, ball 1. Last 10 series the Rockies have played in San Diego. This is mind-boggling. The Rockies are 0-8-2 in those series.
And what they had done early this year out on the road, where they're 3-0-1 in series, in the first road series, they had won the opening game every time. And there's still some outs to play with. Not saying it's over. We'll try to scratch out 1 here, 2. We'll leave it all to the 9th.
We keep looking at the fact that the offense hasn't really gotten going yet as a positive, with the Rockies being in first place 16-10 in the month of April, despite the fact that they're 19th in baseball in on-base percentage. Their OPS 9th. The numbers offensively normally going to be at the top of the charts for the Rockies. So you take all that again, look at it as a big positive. And
sure,
you know, Buddy says almost on a daily basis, he says, you know, we have not hit on all cylinders or anywhere close to it offensively. And, you know, Buddy's relentlessly positive. He says it's going to come. This ball's well hit to left center field, but it's going to be tracked down out there by Spangenberg. So the Rockies get a leadoff hit from Arenado, nothing else after that. Middle of 7, 5-1 Padres. Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. With Jenny Cavnar and Jeff Houston, I'm Drew Goodman. The Padres up 5-1. The Rockies had a 1-0 lead. Tyler Chatwood had a no-hitter into the 6th inning, but then it all came unraveled. Desmond naturally goes from first to left with Reynolds pinch hitting for Parra. Marks at first base, and Carlos Estevez is going to throw the bottom of the 7th inning. You know, forget the ERA. That basically came in one outing against Washington. Otherwise, he's had a fairly solid first month of the season.
Yeah, he gave up the 7 earned runs, and it was a third of an inning, 2/3 of an inning in that game against Washington that got sideways, but picked up a W on Saturday. That was the game the Rockies came back from the 6-1 deficit and eventually won 7-6 to go 3-0 on the season for Carlos.
There's Eric Ibar, the 8-hole hitter, and he's the soft liner, right?
Oh, no.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Mark had that one. And then he just let it go, and it surprised DJ. And it's going to go down as a base hit. And Mark has this one, just reaches up for it, and then he stopped, and DJ didn't think that he was going to have a play on it.
What on earth's going on? You'd almost expect that to happen, with all due respect to Ian Desmond, with Ian making his first career start at first and DJ, but Mark Reynolds and DJ have played a lot of baseball together on the right side.
Right, so that one's on Mark. Just reach up and grab it.
I don't know
right
if he was
there.
worried about a collision.
Yeah, but if he is a second baseman, you see that guy going in front of you like that, that's easy to not even come close to it.
And we have Hector Sanchez pinch hitting. I mean, that's a gift of an out.
Instead, it's a gift of a base hit.
I don't get that. They just changed that to an E4. How can that be an error on LeMahieu? He had nobody to throw the baseball to.
Yeah,
and I
I'm
don't
sure
blame Estevez for, you know, you're taught to break on anything on the ground or the right side. That wasn't on the ground.
Soft liner.
No, it's not on Carlos either. That ball just has to be caught. Catch the baseball, right?
Plain and simple. Bottom line.
This is maddening to watch.
Right here. Just catch it. Just keep going.
Well, I know there were the 2 home runs. We always come back to the term clean baseball. When you walk 4, you're flirting with trouble. And then hopefully nothing happens in this inning, but that's, you know, clearly a ball that should have resulted in an out. And even going back to the 6th inning, Charlie will be the first to tell you he needs to catch that ball that Will Myers hit.
Yeah, his route wasn't good on that one.
Turned into a double and an extra run because of the home run from Solarte. Otherwise, there's 2 outs. And Charlie's an excellent center fielder. We know that. 1-2 on Sanchez. Right center field. Cargo is going to make this play. 1 out.
Well, fans, the first 10,000 through the gates for the Rockies against the LA Dodger game May 11th receive a coupon for a Hebrew National Dollar hot dog.
Margot slashes at that pitch and fouls it off. 0-1. Rockies came into the ball game 12-6 against the NL West. Padres 10-10 against the NL West, and that gets away. And now moving up to second base. Here's Ibar.
Tony just had it go off his glove. That'll be a pass ball.
Ball and a strike on Margot. And the first hit against Chatwood, that line drive to center. Did Tony?
I think he might have hurt his thumb.
His thumb, or did he get hit in the head? He's coming out. He's walking out. To me, yeah, they weren't looking at a hand. He kind of was, for lack of a better description, somewhat groggy walking over.
And maybe that's why he missed that ball.
Oh, that right
that's
there.
Why we didn't see that.
Dustin Garneau was in the bullpen, so Garneau's coming running in right now.
That was in the Hector Sanchez at bat.
And now you understand why he missed the fastball.
Exactly. After seeing that, I didn't see it the first time. Totally get why that happened.
Who wants tacos? Fans, follow @RootSports_RM on Twitter to receive alerts for the Rockies taco special when the Rockies score 7 or more runs. Well, we do have a bit of good news from the injury front. There has been much of that. Desmond obviously returned a couple days ago. That was great news. And Mike Dunn, who threw Saturday without pain down in Arizona, stayed back and threw yesterday in an extended spring game without incident. He is eligible. There's Mike. He's eligible to come off the 10-day disabled list tomorrow. And I imagine you will see that.
Carlos just getting a few throws in. One for him, but two for Dustin, who's trying to get loose too. Everybody has to make sure the count, number of outs.
One and one on Margot. We're talking catchers. If you're wondering about Tom Murphy, that's inside 3-1. He had his arm looked at. The healing process is coming along. He's in a smaller contraption on that forearm, if you will, that he'll wear for another couple of weeks. Then they're going to look at the 2 areas where he had breaks. Make sure hopefully in 2 weeks they're both completely healed. Boy, now Dustin having issues. And that's a walk. This whole game's come unraveled. It's become after the Rockies had the 1-0 lead. Chatwood was lights out for a few innings. It's become sloppy from Colorado's perspective. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, tale of 2 games. First 5 innings, just cruising right along. The 6th inning, and even here this inning, it all started with the error by DJ is what they called. And now you have 5 walks.
Corey Spangenberg with 1 out. So Murphy's still a ways off if you're thinking about Tom Murphy. David Dahl has had, has been out for a while, and he's still trying to, he's not swinging the bat right now. He did a couple days ago and got pretty sore after working out, so they're going really slowly naturally with David. But if Tony, for instance, I don't want to jump ahead here, but if he has to go into the concussion protocol where he goes on the list for 7 days, and obviously the Rockies have to bring up a catcher.
Yeah, and you got Anthony Bimboom, who was in spring training. You got Ryan Hannigan, who they signed late.
Yep.
And both of those guys would have to be added to the
40-man.
40-man, but right now they sit at 39, so there is a spot there when you designated Christian Adames the other day.
1-2 on Spangenberg. Estevez trying to keep it where it is, give the Rockies a chance. Bottom of the 7th, Colorado down 5-1. Put it on him. Story. A hard tag on Ibar, but he applied it the right way.
Well, and I like what Trevor did just to make sure that they had the timing down. Just couldn't quite find out where that hand was to apply the tag, because Ibar was diving back in. That's a hard play for a shortstop or a second baseman, because you think they're going one spot and it might not be there.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Spangenberg. Will Myers on deck. 1 out, 2 on. And a base hit to left. Ibar around third. He will score. And it is 6-1. Now think about that ball that wasn't caught.
That was the guy that just scored. Spangenberg goes down and gets this one. To the left. And Ian wisely comes up. Just get that ball back into third. The runner from going first to third. Base runners now in the last inning of the third.
Will Myers doubled to center in the 5-run 6th inning. Boy, a promising night has turned ugly. Slider misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Padres, we mentioned, have played pretty well inside the division, 500. The other games they've played, 7 against the NL East. They're 1-6.
Now they're coming home to play a lot of games at Petco. 15 out of the next 20.
Rockies are back here in a month.
Well, San Diego had played the most games, and they had also played the most road games coming into tonight.
We've got the Dodgers in after the Rockies. Then they have Texas for a couple of games. 2-1 on Myers. And a slider locked them up. 2-2. Didn't get on top of that slider, but looked like it may have caught the zone. It did. Subaru strike zone right at the top.
Jake McGee getting loose for a couple minutes now out in the bullpen.
Got him with a fastball at 97. That is out number 2 in the 7th inning. It'll bring up Solarte. Time for the Mako big hit, and this was a big blow to the Rockies. Solarte last inning with Myers aboard hit his 3rd home run of the year. Six runs, just 5 hits for the Padres. The Rockies are run on only 3 hits.
San Diego tonight 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
Rockies in the 8th inning will have Story, Garneau, and a pinch hitter. One and 2 on Yangervis Solarte. And he fouls that pitch off. Looking at some of the numbers for the Isotopes, Huey.
Yeah.
Ryan Hannigan has 39 at bats. He's hitting .282, no home runs, 6 RBIs. Anthony Bemboom is hitting .244 with a home run and 7 RBIs. Those are your 2 catchers for Albuquerque.
You got Hannigan, who's the major league veteran.
He's the veteran, though he has not worked with this pitching staff at all. He was signed very late. Bemboom was in camp for all of spring training.
Subaru strike zone. You can see the last 3 or 4 pitches trying to get Solarte out up.
Hannigan has 647 major league ball games on his resume also. Could factor in. 2-2. Time was called.
And we say it, that's the hard thing for an umpire, trying to decide. By the time he calls it, you're calling it, the pitcher's delivering the baseball. But that was probably as good a strike as you're going to have right at the knees if you're Carlos. Now what do you throw? Do you go back to the fastball? Do you mix it up because that's what you threw on that pitch?
And he got him on a changeup. And Solarte's gone. That ends the inning. A run comes around. Ibar scores on the base hit by Spangenberg, and the Rockies are down 5 going to the 8th.
We head to the top of the 8th here in San Diego. Well, the Esurance All-Star Game Ballot is here. You can cast your vote for your favorite Rockies to go to the All-Star Game in Miami on July 11th. Just go to Rockies.com/vote. And you may be curious when you get there how to vote for Mark Reynolds at first base. He's not listed. It's Ian Desmond that's listed as the first baseman. So you can go to the write-in, click there, go ahead and type in Reynolds. His name will come up, and you can click on that in the search button, and that is exactly how you can vote for Mark Reynolds, who deserves to have some votes right now. 8 home runs in the month of April with 23 RBI. Guys?
All right, Jenny, thanks very much. Couple changes to tell you about for San Diego. First things first, Trevor Story will step in. Miguel Diaz is the new pitcher. Tell you about one other defensive change in a moment.
That's an easy
strike
90.
one. That is Alan Cordoba. We thought the first time around it was pronounced Cordoba. It's actually Cordoba. 0-1. Sliders outside.
Pretty smooth and easy. 97 from Diaz. Slider, he'll throw to the right-handers. Change up to the lefties. On the year for Diaz. .540 ERA. 1-1. The one win that he does have under his belt, that was at Colorado back on April 10th. But he's allowed at least one run in 6 out of his last 7 appearances.
Kind of interesting because he has a low whip, 1.03. That's really good. Yeah, that's strike 3. Now the Rockies have struck out 10 times. There's another double-digit game of strikeouts for the Rockies. Dustin Garneau.
It's 52 right now in the last 4 games.
Tonight is the 401st meeting between these two clubs. Rockies lead the all-time series 206 to 194. Garneau had to step into the ball game after Tony Walters got hit in the back of the head on a follow-through on the swing by Hector Sanchez last inning. He stayed in there for several more pitches. He had a pass ball and then he just stood up and walked toward the dugout. And now Garneau's gone. 4 of the last 5 hitters have struck out.
That's where you hope for Tony that everything's okay. They'll go through that concussion protocol. A little bit better answer tomorrow.
Lexi Amarista is going to be the pinch hitter. Former Padre gets a warm reception from the smallish crowd here at Petco. Just under 19,000 at the ballpark on a Tuesday night.
Lexi 2 for 5 this year as a pinch hitter, including a home run the other day in Arizona, going the other way.
The Rockies, by and large, have played good baseball this year. And coming off an off day, and things looked really good. You described it accurately. It's really been the tale of 2 games. That's a base hit for Amarista. But the way the game has unraveled, and the fact that the Rockies have not gotten anything going offensively, Buddy Black, who, like all good managers, is an even-tempered guy. Something tells me he's going to be a little agitated after this one, unless the Rockies somehow turn this thing around.
And if they don't, he should be a little agitated. Because you had this set up. You had Tyler Chatwood, who's so good out on the road. And that spun south with that leadoff walk to the pitcher. But even then, the misplay last inning.
And just the number of empty at-bats.
Well, empty at-bats, also 5 walks. And besides Charlie and Ian then stealing the base, we haven't had anybody to second base.
Game started right. Charlie hit a booming double to begin the ball game to center field, and then DJ grounded out to short. Nolan struck out. Cargo struck out. He figured a leadoff double, great opportunity to at the very least take a 1-0 lead with the right guys coming up.
There's always points in the game where you can look and play the shoulda, woulda, coulda card. But that's what players and managers do. If I would have done this, we could have added one here. Or if I'd have made this play, got us out of an inning. All of those things add up. And that's where sometimes you're playing against the opponent, but you're also playing against yourself as a team. Don't give extra outs. Don't give extra runs.
That's a base hit for Charlie the other way. 2 outs. Amarista at second. And LeMahieu coming up. We understand we're having some technical issues, as they say, and we're working diligently to correct those for you. LeMahieu with 2 on and 2 outs. Ball 1 on DJ. Rockies came into the contest with the second best record in the National League to the Washington Nationals.
Washington was playing Arizona today. Early on that Arizona was winning. Arizona won 6-3. Tacked on a couple runs late. They were up 4-3 in the 6th.
Herman and Lamb hit home runs in that game for Arizona. Dodgers beating up the Giants 13-5 north of here in LA. Giants staring down a 10-18 start. Matt Moore started that game for San Francisco. Doesn't sound like it went well.
Bumgarner's going to be out at least until the All-Star break. Ty Block pitched well the other day.
He pitched really well.
Yeah, 7 innings.
Kid. Yep. 3-2. Cubs won today 8-3. I'm pointing that out because I got an email from an acquaintance who evidently is a Cubs fan, and he said, boy, not looking good for my Cubs this year after winning it all last year. I'm like, they're 27 games into the 26 games into the season. Ball 4 and the bases loaded. Set the bar high when they won the World Series. So 14-12, it's just going to be a dark year, I guess, huh? Bases loaded, and Nolan is coming up, and Andy Green is going to go get Mr. Diaz. in the top of the 8th inning. The Rockies have loaded the bases with 2 outs. LeMahieu just walked after back-to-back singles by Amarista and Blackman. Ryan Buchter has been summoned from the Padres bullpen, with Arenado getting ready to go offensively. Numbers this year in 11 ball games for Buchter.
Coming off a loss in his outing on Friday night. Righty's hitting 179 off Ryan. Lefty's 267, but this is no ordinary right-hander. Calling Nolan to the plate. One swing down that left field line, going into the Western Metal Supply Company. It'd be really nice right now.
Some fires burning on the top of the Western Metal Supply Company. I haven't seen those in the past. I think that's a new addition. That or we haven't noticed in the past. Here we go. The first pitch is fouled off. Padres pen, particularly against the Rockies, has been very good the last few years. The Rockies are just 155 against their pen, covering 88 2/3 innings. Time to turn those numbers around.
Yes, it is, and time to turn some runners in scoring position around too. In that San Diego series back in Denver, the Rockies were 1 for 13 tonight, 0 for 3. Change that up right now.
1-1 on Arenado. Nolan had a base hit to left last inning, 1 for 3. He was the last hitter that Trevor Cahill faced. Cahill went 6+. Hedges took a foul tip off the mask, moving his jaw around.
Oh my, Nolan had a good cut, but Hedges just making sure the bars are okay on the mask, everything. Those are the ones, those foul tips.
Slowly hit, and that's he didn't get the plate. Marista got the plate before Hedges on the flip from Buchter, who made the right decision with the force being at the plate. The backhand flip took Hedges off the plate just enough.
There's about a 2-inch gap between where his cleat is and the plate. I'm saying go ahead and go, because he did not get it. Buchter backhands like a no-look pass. Marista,
he never touched it.
He didn't. That would be an RBI single for Nolan.
And now the tying runs at the plate in Cargo. Cargo's actually swung it a little bit better against lefties this year than righties.
Just from the overhead, so Hedges thinking, oh, he's coming here, let me try to reach back with my foot. No, there's 2 inches in between the cleat and the plate. That's the one time that it's okay to not slide into home and just run through as hard as you can like Lexi did.
Buchter is strike 2 at 95. Rockies get a run with 2 outs. They trail 6-2 going to the bottom of the 8th. Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Say yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Cheyenne Frontier Days. Log on to CFDrodeo.com for the full lineup. Rockies down 6-2, going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Jake McGee's going to take over.
Jake scoreless in his last 5 appearances.
And the league's hitting just 133 against him. Good numbers for Jake McGee. They'll get the left-handed hitting Ryan Schimpf, who hit a home run in the 6th inning. That was the final hitter that Tyler Chatwood faced. Chatwood had a no-hitter going to the 6th, and then you see his final line, and you'd have no idea of that unless you were watching the ball game. 5 1/3, 5 runs, 4 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. They went from a gorgeous line to not very pretty at all.
He ended up throwing 95 pitches when it was all said and done.
Just around the 4th inning, just lost command of that fastball of his. McGee misses outside on Schimpf.
Just overall for Jake, from spring training to now, you can see how much health has played a part in his ability to get the ball down on a downward plane. Finishing pitches.
And he's throwing the fastball a lot more. Last year, because he
knew.
couldn't drive.
Yeah.
So remember, he was throwing his slider a ton last year, and that was the first year Rockies fans were getting to know him. In Tampa Bay, he threw his fastball. He was behind only one guy in baseball the previous 2 years in throwing his fastball, and that was his teammate last year.
Yeah, and now,
Jason Mott.
Right, and now he has that confidence back.
Yeah,
and knows
he's throwing heaters.
Here's the fastball.
Hunter Renfroe coming up. Time for our Kubota pitching performance. We'll get a pitch before we show you that. Righties this year hitting 105 against Jake McGee. Last year, Jake had the knee issue. He allowed righties to hit 303. Here's the Kubota pitching performance. And Trevor Cahill was behind 1-0 and going into the 6th. Chatwood had the no-hitter, and you look at the final line, it favors obviously Trevor Cahill. 3 hits, just 1 run. It was an unearned run at that.
7 strikeouts to 0 walks.
Two strikes on Hunter Renfroe. And that is strike 3 at 95. 2 quick punch outs. And now bring up Austin Hedges.
Nothing in the center of the plate on the Subaru strike zone.
It's late life on that fastball.
On the velocity's back up again. But you never once heard Jake last year complain, say it was my knee, this.
No, you never heard that. And sometimes guys are wearing it. People are saying, well, you know, what's wrong with him? Why is he not the same guy that we read about in Tampa and heard about from Tampa? It's a fine line with an athlete. I mean, you're hurting, but you know you want to go out there and battle for your team, and you know you're not always going to feel 100%. And then you have, you know, people saying whatever they're going to say. Same thing last year with Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper still hasn't really acknowledged much, but he clearly was hurt last year. His numbers dipped considerably. Good inning for Jake McGee. We'll go to the 9th. Rockies trail by 4. Mark, thank you. Brandon Maurer is on. He's the 9th inning man for San Diego. The Rockies will have Desmond, Reynolds, and Trevor Story. Got a run in the 8th inning, loaded the bases with 2 outs, scratched out a run, then Cargo struck out swinging against Ryan Buchter.
We saw a moment ago just 1 walk, 13 strikeouts, and 10 1/3 for Brandon.
League hitting just 189 against him. Ian Desmond had a base hit in the first run scored in the 2nd inning. Stole his first base in the Rockies uniform, then on an errant throw came around to score. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball to third, and he was caught looking on a borderline pitch in the 7th inning.
First time these two have matched up in their careers.
Rockies tonight have struck out a dozen times in 8 innings after striking out 17 times in the 13-inning ball game on Sunday. Not a happy bunch right now, understandably.
No, not at all. To go that many with that many guys to go that long without scoring runs, and even here in the 8th scoring that 1 run.
And Desmond now is hot a little bit. He didn't say much the first time. He thought that pitch was down. It was like it may have been a little bit beneath the strike zone.
Sink came back, catch that corner. Ian wasn't happy with the call by Fielding.
So Reynolds steps up. Mark came into the ball game as a pinch hitter for Parra in the 7th inning. Hit a fly ball to deep left center. Stayed in at first base.
1 for 8 against Brandon, but that 1 was a home run.
Two strikes on Reynolds. One of the things the Rockies have to do this season is turn around their fortunes in May. They've had good Aprils in the recent past, and this was a terrific April going 16-10. But the month of May, the last several years, has been flat ugly for them. 2 outs. They have a winning percentage of .395. Since 2011, which is the worst in baseball in the month of May. Well, it does not look like it's going to get off to a good start tonight. And it's going to be a disappointing first game back at Petco for Buddy Black.
Also turn around how you play against teams that are below 500.
Strike 1 on Story. Story 0 for 3. He has struck out twice this evening. Antonio Senzatella tomorrow for the Rockies, trying to win his 4th ball game of his rookie campaign. Jared Weaver, who's 0-2, will go for San Diego. Ball and 2 strikes on Story. And he strikes him out at 99. And the Rockies go down 1, 2, 3 in the ninth with 3 punch-outs. They strike out 15 times tonight against this Padre pitching staff. Trevor Cahill gets the victory. He's 2-2. Tyler Chatwood takes the loss. Chatwood is now 2-4 on the season. And the Rockies are now just 1-3 against San Diego so far in 2017. Our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Trevor Cahill's worked 6+ innings, an unearned run on 3 hits, didn't walk anybody.